Good morning, Earthlings. I'm sure you have a lot of questions about watercolor paper. Well, today I'm going to show you the kind that I use. If you want to have a really good watercolor, you got to start with a good paper. Today in the fabulous Traveling Art Studio, watercolor paper. Let me just explain the poundage a little bit for you. You have 140 pound, you have 300 pound. The 140 pound is going to be thinner. The 300 pound is going to be heavier. That's all you really need to know. Then you have hot press, cold press. Hot press just means when they finished it, they put it through an iron. And so it's not going to have a tooth. It's going to be real smooth. So if you like it real smooth, you're going to want hot press. I like cold press or rough. Cold press just means that when they dried it, they didn't, like heat it, they just let it dry, cold, I don't know. But the rough is what I really like. So what I really found that I love the most to paint on is a good 300 pound rough paper. Now we can go to the store and you won't be so confused, so that you can get an idea of what we're really talking about.
There's the cold press, there's hot press. So you can see that a lot of them are cold press. Mm-hmm. You can also see that you've got the 300 versus the 140. So the 300 is going to be that thicker paper. And then you're also going to see that some of the surfaces, depending on the way that it was made, hot press or cold press, will help you in rendering your watercolors. Okay. We do carry the canson and the arches here by the sheet. And then there are also art pads that come in watercolor as well, and there are different brands there as well. Pads are going to be here, and they're going to be in the Strathmore canson. We do have a couple of other ones, and then most of the art pad ones are going to be the cold press.
Okay. Yeah, notice the ones down here are mostly 140. So if I were to get a 300, I would have to go over there.
You would have to go into the bigger sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the 140 is kind of a standard paper thickness for watercolor paper.
Perfect. Yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby to get paper. And I did get paper. And I got that. And I got that. But this is really the naughty thing that I got. I got this. So, I guess when I went to the store to get paper, I got some. I did. I got lots of paper. They had a sale on paper. So even though I've watercolored for years, I never really got it until I called Canson and they sent me this. And I was able to see all the different papers and I was able to use them all. So, what did I find out? Well, we're gonna start with the hot press. And wow, you can even just see there's no tooth. Okay? There's no play. That's a hot press. Oh, and this can be found my colorplay kit. You can get that at Dick Blick. So that's the hot press. This is the cold press, 140 pounds. Oh, now you can see there's a little bit of a tooth. What do you mean by tooth? There's just a little tiny bit. You can kind of, I don't know if you can even see that. Kind of a, oh, so what is this one? Hot pressed, and it's a 300 pound. So we're going to have the same thing. We're going to have a really heavy paper, but we're going to have it really smooth. I mean, eventually you might want to try all the different kinds and do be adventurous, but in the color play kit that I recommend you get so you can do my classes, I have kind of put in there what I would recommend. What I recommend for you is a cold press, 140. Now you said, Cher, you said you like the rough 300. And this is not the rough 300. No, it's not. But this would be really good for you to start with. This is the 140-pound rough, which I think is a great product. When I'm going to paint a picture, this is what I like. I like the rough 300-pound. It's heavy, but you can't really get these in the book like what you saw in the last clip. After I do a warm-up with crap paper, I go to this, and then when I get really confident and I really want to make a masterpiece, I go to the big piece because it's, I don't know, it just feels good. So anyway, I hope you learned something about watercolor paper. As your teacher, I recommend I put it in the list, and you can get that in the description below. And please do sign up for my free watercolor class. All I ask you to do is to use my affiliate networks, if you don't mind. I get a commission for that when you go through Dick Blick or you go through Amazon, any of the links below. Until next time, I gotta go to work, and I'm going this way. And next time you see me, you'll find out why. Enjoy your yacht. I grabbed some watercolor paper. And a flamingo. And a flamingo.